It is finally Christmas time, and we are getting into the spirit of the holiday by talking about some of my favorite Christmas specials. And we're gonna see how well they live up today. So, we're starting our little walk down the Yuletide nostalgia with SpongeBob's Christmas Who. Hey everybody, Jeremy Senpai here, and I pretty much already gave the intro to this video, so we're just gonna get right to the episode. SpongeBob SquarePants' Christmas Who. The episode opens up in Christmas time in Encino, California, and where we are formally introduced to Patchy the Pirate, the president of the SpongeBob SquarePants fan club, preparing for the holidays with his unenthusiastic assistant, Potty the Parrot. And Patchy gets a letter from a fan. What's that fan's name again?
I am 10 years old, and I was wondering if you like Christmas as much as I do. Sincerely yours,
Name and address withheld.
Who asks if SpongeBob likes Christmas as much as they do. And Patchy remarks that despite the fan's letter, SpongeBob didn't always celebrate Christmas, and starts to tell the story of how Christmas was brought to Bikini Bottom. Now we cut to outside of Sandy's tree dome. SpongeBob, in his karate gear, is preparing to give Sandy a little surprise sneak attack, while inside Sandy is putting up Christmas lights. SpongeBob mistakes this for a fire and tries to put it out, and Sandy, understandably angry and wet, is shocked to find out that SpongeBob knows nothing about Christmas and tells him all about it, which really gets his attention. And SpongeBob hanging on every word. Later, he's at the Krusty Krab, where he passes the story of Christmas on to Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs, telling them all about Christmas and already catching their interest, except for Squidward, because he's ever the skeptic. This eventually leads to everyone in Bikini Bottom getting excited for the holiday, even setting up a device where they can shoot up their Christmas layers to the surface. And now for the decorating, with a song that I still bang my head to this very day. With a huge tree all set and ready, Squidward just closes the blinds. He wants nothing to do with any of this. And SpongeBob tries one last time to get Squidward into the spirit, only for him to get rebuffed. SpongeBob, along with the rest of Bikini Bottom, stand outside of Squidward's house under the tree, celebrating and singing all night, fully intending on meeting Santa in person. And this continues until the morning, when they realize that Santa hasn't come. Everybody leaves in disappointment, and they call SpongeBob out, believing that he lied and made the entire thing up. Patrick stands by SpongeBob, and they continue to wait for Santa until they start to think that he doesn't really exist. SpongeBob is heartbroken by this. And Squidward wakes up, comes out at last, and is laughing at SpongeBob's humiliation, even taking a photo. And SpongeBob, while crying, admits that Squidward was right about Christmas, but before leaving, he hands Squidward a present so that he didn't feel left out when Santa came, before walking away in tears. Squidward, still skeptical, opens it to find a hand-carved driftwood clarinet, with even his name engraved on the side. Squidward realizes how SpongeBob was only trying to spread a little holiday joy, feeling horrible for what he did, and decides to make it up to him. Squidward dresses up as Santa, completely surprising SpongeBob, who thanks him for bringing Christmas to Bikini Bottom. However, before Squidward is able to go back inside, he gets ambushed by the rest of Bikini Bottom, who believe that he is the real Santa and expect gifts from him. Squidward, out of desperation, gives away all of his possessions in order to keep up his persona with SpongeBob. And when it's all over, Squidward discovers a note on his doorstep, which turns out to be a message from Santa thanking him for all his help. Squidward then looks up in time to see the real Santa Claus soaring overhead in his sleigh, and he is so shocked that he was completely wrong about Santa's existence. At a complete loss of seeing him, Squidward just resolves that he has gone insane and plays his new clarinet before going back inside. Okay, now with the story all finished up, we cut back to Patchy dealing with Potty perching on his head. I swear there are just so many P's in this in this script, but I'll get through it. However, it turns out that the parrot merely lays him a gift of goodwill. Patchy then proceeds to step under the mistletoe, inviting whoever to come and give him a kiss, only for Potty to start swooping after him. Now, with Patchy and Potty squared away, the narrator signs us off with a good night and happy holidays. And the episode ends here. Now, this episode is iconic, and I love it so much. I still watch it every holiday season. So many different takeaways. For starters, this was the introduction for Patchy the Pirate, who is played by SpongeBob's voice actor Tom Kenny, and still plays the role to this day, even playing Patchy at the Macy's Day Parade. And so that is the major takeaway, the fact that we have such an integral character who is still playing a role even to this day. Okay, now to nitpick. It's obvious why Santa didn't show up until the end of the episode. It's because everyone stayed up waiting for Santa to come. And as part of Christmas lore, Santa only comes to deliver gifts when everyone is asleep. And didn't Sandy tell SpongeBob about this? Sandy covered all of the basics regarding Christmas and how to celebrate, but she didn't include the part about sleeping. Since we're on this, didn't Sandy get gifts too? I'm assuming that Sandy did fall asleep and Santa paid her a visit, since he did show up at the end. But we never see Sandy again after the opening of the episode. And this leads me back to my initial argument about Sandy telling SpongeBob about sleeping during Santa's visit. But that's only one argument about this episode, and I can kind of let it pass. In conclusion, this is by far one of my favorite Christmas specials. One that I still love watching to this day alongside the rest of my seasonal nostalgia walk down memory lane as I have watched these and so many more. Like, forget Die Hard and Home Alone. These cartoon specials are my jam. But these are just my thoughts, were yours. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking more about them as the season unfolds. So do tell me in the comments, what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy watching the SpongeBob Christmas special? Do you still enjoy watching it to this day? What's your favorite scene from this episode? Feel free to share in the comments down below. Personally, I love the decorating montage. Alright, have yourself a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hit like and subscribe if you like what you heard and want to hear more. And please, have yourself a good day.